Good morning, everybody. Saigan Cat here. We're playing some more Nier this morning. Because... I don't know why. I said I would. And... you know, that... I go into it with positive thoughts, like, okay, maybe it will improve today. Maybe it won't get so much worse that I will get physically ill whenever I hear the opening now when I'm setting up the stream. But no, that's not the case. It's not the case at all. Okay, I've got Restream up now. Good morning, Lady Aura. How are you today? I've got my coffee, and I'm about to start my day in just the worst way possible. But the more I stream this, the sooner I'll be done with it, and the sooner my obligations will be completed. What are you doing, Tate? I'm sorry, Aura, that sucks. What is with these smudges on my glasses? Thought you went back in time because I was playing Nier. Mary complained a bunch about me not getting Ending B and not doing New Game Plus, and I felt I had made myself pretty clear about how I didn't want to play more of the game because the first portion of the game gave me really no reason to want to load up New Game Plus, even though people were like, well, that's where the rest of the story is. And then Mary talked to Perry, and Perry guilted me into it, and here I am now, and lo and behold, I started streaming New Game Plus last night, and it was 2 hours of a wall of text that felt like something I would have written at age 14 in an emotional state, and it put me in an emotional state because it was so bad that I'm still mad about it. I'm still mad that I spent 2 hours of my life last night pushing X, trying to get through this giant wall of text that didn't have any save points. So yeah, I'm pretty surprised that I'm playing Nier right now also. But I'm a man of my word. Good morning, Firewolf. How are you today? Firewolf was there. You can ask him. Firewolf knows how mad I was. Still am, honestly.
Sup?
Got to the point where the Schadenfreude wasn't even enjoyable. I'm playing this morning because it is another opportunity to continue pressing on with this game so that I can finish it. Despite just how mad it makes me.
The last in the submission.
Hey, Sev, good morning. You watched my YouTube video on this? It was hilarious. Yeah. Hilarious is the word for the game. Hilariously bad. Yeah, exactly. The sooner I'm done with this, the sooner I can move on to something more enjoyable. Oh, hey, some different story. I'm not even going to read it, though. Shouldn't all the good stuff be in the first half and then New Game Plus should just have extra flavor? Spoiler alert, yeah, that's actually how things have turned out. So far, New Game Plus has been worse, despite everyone's promises of it being better, despite promises of, oh, there's no giant walls of text like in the forest. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's the biggest lie I've ever been told. It's more of a lie than like Santa Claus. There's no giant walls of text in New Game Plus. Okay, starts New Game Plus. 2 hours of a giant wall of text. It was more than double the length of the forest's wall of text. They said that I wouldn't have to do the forest again either, which now I don't believe that. Oh, I would have loved to have just, like, pieced out during it, Aura, but I had to keep pressing X after every fucking line. At the end, I gave up reading, and, like, the last 15 minutes of it was me just mashing on the X button. If I wasn't reading it out loud, it only would have been 30 minutes of text. I think it still would have been at least an hour. Because it hit a point where I was reading it really, really fast, just trying to get through it, and it still just kept going and going and going and going. Like, yeah, I was really trying at the beginning of it, and then it just didn't stop, so I was just trying to read as quickly as I could to get through it. And it didn't stop. Oh, it was horrid. It was horrid. Yes, I was mashing X the whole time. That was the speed at which it goes. You can't just fly through the text. It has to print it all out. Good morning. Oh, hey, it's 7 o'clock. I would have started this earlier, but honestly, I was contemplating just throwing the disc in the trash, because it's trash day. The writing was pretty much angsty teenage years. Oh my god, yes. Trying to hit all these boxes because I know I need more herbs and shit. Will I be playing Dragon Quest 11 soon again? Yes. Yes, I will be. In fact, I'm thinking about doing hard mode on it. Open the door, thank you. Oh, the puzzles, finger quotes, puzzles are back. Yeah, so far all New Game Plus has done is reinforced for me how much I loathe this game. I didn't loathe the game before. Before, when I was first playing through it, I was like, okay, well, there are some good parts about it, and those feelings are gone. They're gone. Nothing can make up for this at this point. Can't open those inward pushing doors because there are blocks in front of the side that they don't swing to. Yeah, I didn't get around to the post-game content before in 11. Because I was trying to get to the other games that I promised. And, yeah, I'm not making any more promises about games. I'm not going to bring back patron tier game requests. Like, from now on, I'm gonna play the games that I want to play. Can I go this way or... No, I can't. Do I prefer Dragon Quest to Final Fantasy? As a whole, yes. But do I want to play this game? God, no. There are a couple of Final Fantasy games that I think are excellent and are better than many of the Dragon Quest games. So that's kind of a difficult question. An example would be Final Fantasy VI. I think that Final Fantasy VI is one of the greatest RPGs of all time, and is that all the way over? Okay, it is. And I like Final Fantasy VI more than I like some of my favorite Dragon Quest games. Like, I think Final Fantasy VI is better than Dragon Quest V, which for a long time I felt was, you know, critically the pinnacle of the series. Did I enjoy Final Fantasy 15? I haven't gotten around to playing it yet. Because originally I was just busy playing other games. And then now, you know, a year after release, and they're still releasing DLC for it. So at this point, I'm just kind of waiting for them to be done releasing the game. I expect to enjoy Final Fantasy 15. My girlfriend, Perry, has been playing it, and she has really enjoyed it.
Who are these guys?
Certainly not your garden variety shade.
Their bodies aren't fully functional.
I've heard of this. A cursed area where incomplete shit gets gathered.
Who is Tyron? What? Who? Nobody wants to comment on that? These things sure bleed a lot for ethereal undead creatures. They're actually the souls of humans who gave up their bodies because their bodies were getting sick. So yeah, that doesn't really make any sense either, why they're bleeding. Oh, he's the shade that's possessing Kaine. Was that somewhere in that 2 hours of story? I found it more enjoyable because I'm not a fan of turn-based. That's fair. Turn-based combat isn't for everybody. For me, turn-based combat reminds me of like playing a tabletop game, and that's one of the things that I like about, you know, the turn-based Western-style RPGs. And I do count Dragon Quest as a kind of a Western RPG, even though it's really the godfather of JRPGs, because its roots are in Might and Magic and Wizardry and Ultima. I talked a lot about the idea of trimming the fat and boiling down gameplay to its pure essence while I was playing Third Age, because Third Age was a great example of it, and I think that Dragon Quest is a very fine example of that, taking gameplay like that in Wizardry and Ultima, and then just, you know, cutting out the crap and leaving you with only the essentials. And that's one of the reasons that I find Dragon Quest so enjoyable, because just, you know, it focuses in on what makes Western RPGs good. Yeah, that story section definitely could have been better shown than told. And I was thinking about it. We recently saw Incredibles and Incredibles 2, which was great, by the way. I'm not going to talk about the movie at all, aside from you should watch it. It's worth the 14-year wait. No, the problem is no longer a very limited budget. The problem is very inefficient storytelling. There was a little... You know how Pixar movies have, like, that little short at the beginning of them? There was a just wonderful short story, short film at the beginning of Incredibles 2. It was called Bow, and it told a more complete, better story in, like, the 5 minutes that it ran than this wordy motherfucking game could tell in 2 hours. It was... Why can I not open this door yet? Is it because the block is there instead of... That's retarded. There are other budget titles that found effective ways to tell their stories without sacrificing quality. I no longer feel that the budget on this is an excuse for how bad so much of this game is. Because here's the thing, if you don't have the budget to do some of the stuff that you want to, then maybe you need to focus in on doing the stuff that you can. Yep, exactly, Sev. The doors open the opposite ways. I understand needing to be able to get to the handles, but I was able to. I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't understand right now. I don't understand why this game has a fan base. I don't understand why they decided to make a second one. And, I mean, is the writing in Drakengard like this? Why did they let him keep making... Why did they let him make 3 of those? Why did they let him make a spin-off? I don't understand the world anymore. It feels like everything has been swept out from under me, and I don't understand anything now. And yeah, a limited budget can allow for people to get more creative. I think they're making a third one. I don't know if they're making a third one. It wouldn't surprise me, given how people reacted to Automata. Which, before last night, I was willing to give Automata a chance. Before last night, I was like, okay, you know what? The first one's a budget title. It did some things well. It did a lot of things poorly. But, you know, Platinum Games is a very respected studio. Maybe in the future, not soon, but maybe in the future, I will play Automata. And after last night, I don't want to have anything ever to do again with anything that this guy touches, because it's just... It is insulting to my senses. I rolled through that. Do I not have anything on L1? Holy shit, I don't. Oh, wait. No. No. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Fuck. 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 There we go. couldn't remember the buttons. Dark Gluttony, there we go. Yeah, it's really not fair how they ganged up on me to do this. I let Perry know how upset I was about it last night. Like, I just went straight to bed when this stupid stream was over. What do I have equipped? Phoenix Sword? Wow. It didn't keep my words equipped. That's okay. Okay. Was that a healing salve I accidentally used? Hey, it's the twist that's coming that absolutely no one saw coming. That these guys have feelings and we've just been murdering them willy-nilly. Gasp. What a surprise.
Emil, I want you to... Look, I'm sorry, right?
Sorry for what?
I'm going to talk to the villagers. I want them to let you in.
Oh, it's no big deal. Right,
The hell?
I'm used
Was that
to
broken before?
Well, you shouldn't be. It's crap, and it needs to change.
I wish everyone felt the same way. It's all right, really.
God,
I
the
like
boxes are
camping out with
weirdness.
It's kind of fun, in a weird way. Sometimes we sit around the fire and tell stories, or roast... Emil, that's enough. I got a fucking image to maintain.
You know, there's a lot of good dialogue in this game, too. It just... I don't know if you'd play this game, but that is not a way to start a conversation with me anymore, Aura. Those days are gone.
We seem to be surrounded.
Just kick him aside.
For God's sake. Okay, I know I hit Dark Gluttony on that. Arc Rise of Fantasia on the Wii. It's turn-based. You know, I haven't actually heard of that one. I thought I had most of the Wii RPGs. Out of coffee. Relatively good isn't good enough for Sai anymore. He needs contracts written in blood and notarized. Then he will enjoy the game. Right? You know what? It's bullshit that they're trying to make this out too, that like we're the bad guys at this point, because here's a fucking spoiler for you. They have started all of the fights.
These are creatures of the darkness. Lure them to the light.
Ah, lure them to the light. There we go. Okay. Can we fight now?
Aim for that stone statue. It's the leader.
Great sword is best sword. No, I don't want to hear about any more games with multiple endings. It has multiple endings? No. No. Mm-mm. Nope.
You felled the beast.
Oh, it's depending on how you perform in story battles? See, that's better. That's better. Don't make me play the game twice to get the good ending. I should be rewarded with a good ending for playing well.
Oh, this is one stubborn son of a bitch.
Okay, that's cool.
Hey there, sunshine. You ain't feeling bad for this freak, are ya? Ain't no turning back now.
Why are you not taking damage now?
A lust for blood.
Do I have to hit your back?
Embrace this
Probably.
slaughter.
Blah.
All we know is the thrill of battle. Ain't that right, Kaine?
No, Kingdom Hearts is never going to happen. All of the games that I was kind of on the fence about and thinking about giving a second chance to are never going to happen now because of Nier. Because this is what happens when I give something a second chance. And I don't want to do that anymore. There are other things that I'm more interested in that deserve a first chance than bad games that claim to deserve a second chance.
Kaine, are you all right? We've got to get help.
I fear there is little we can do.
Can I skip this? Oh my god, I can skip the cutscenes. Okay.
Look at Kaine's chain!
We've no other choice. We must strike it down.
Kaine!
There we go.
Please come back!
Stay your blade. Magic is required against these.
Magic is required against this foe. Remember that? Remember that when it was like, hey,
Let's do it!
you need to use magic and then you can only damage it with a physical attack. Remember that?
Kaine! Kaine!
Kaine.
I can't be with you. We're always going to be together. If you transform again, we'll just stop it again. I don't care how tough it is. We're gonna get you. I like sleeping outside because I'm with you. I'm able to ignore my appearance. I'm weak and sad.
I probably shouldn't skip stuff because there's supposed to be new story elements.
All right.
So I never know when those are going to show up.
I'm all right.
Because Lord knows if I just skip through everything, God, I'm going to hear about that. Well, of course the story didn't get any better, because you skipped everything. That is what I will hear. Oh god, the dungeons in Dragon Age 2 were comical. All 2 of them. See, we're gonna have to go back to the forest. We're still having to collect these stupid keys. There are 3 dungeons in Dragon Age 2. Stop exaggerating. Fine. Fine. I'm sorry I said there were only 2. You're right. There are 3. I think that Dragon Age and Mass Effect are good examples of how, you know, even if you misstep in one area super heavily, you can still make up for it by being consistent in another area. And as much as I can't stand trying to play those games due to miserable AI that's honestly inexcusable, let's just get the forest taken care of now. Let's just get as much text out of the way sooner rather than later, because otherwise I'm just going to be thinking about it and dreading it, and I would rather just deal with it now. I think that Mass Effect and Dragon Age are good examples of how you can still have a decent experience even if you misstep heavily on one area. The combat in Mass Effect is laughable. I understand it's better in 2 and 3, but that's like saying that Nier's story gets better after New Game Plus. I don't believe anybody now. I don't believe anybody on anything now. But I did really enjoy the story of the Mass Effect trilogy and the story of what I saw of Dragon Age. I didn't wind up watching the entirety of it, but I did watch Mass Effects 1 through 3 when Alexiel was playing them. And, you know, they're very good story-wise. And, you know, I understand why fans were wanting more before Andromeda came out. Is this not the way to the forest? Oh, no, I know the way to the forest. I'll get there. I like how it's trying to make you feel like you're the bad guy because the humans abandoned their bodies when they were infected by disease and now are growing new bodies to use themselves, ignoring the fact that the bodies have wills and ideas of their own. So yes, feel bad that you're killing the remnants of humans that want to kill and replace you so they can have new bodies, right? It's not that clever. All he's done is combine, what do you do? Oop, I forgot how to steer the boars. All he's done is combined the island with the last man on Earth. That's it. That's all they did. That's it.
This is the village from the dream.
Yeah.
Truly a nightmare I hope never to experience again.
See,
I
even
hear you.
the game acknowledges how bad this part of the game was. I'd never want to experience this again, says the game as we're playing the game. See? It still does it. At least I know which parts to pay attention to. Actually, I feel like I should just write them down so I don't forget. Because the story is still pretty much the same. It's just that the details change, and I know which details to look for. Tan skin, green eyes. Lord knows if it's going to muck about again. Three companions. Loss. Red Dragon. It didn't take too long because I mashed through it, aside from writing down the parts that I thought were going to be important. Yeah, exactly what Firewolf said. My first time doing it, though, like, I kept having to restart it initially because I didn't pay attention. And then I had to keep restarting it because they changed the answers, which is a terrible design for something like that, because if it's pissing off your players and they don't want to read it again... Hang on. I gotta get my boar on. Yeah, it was... Excuse me, everybody. I know I'm supposed to go to the junk heap right now, but I'm gonna go see if there's that giant shade south of town again, because he drops something that I need. Ooh, okay. I thought I'd get around that corner. I did not. And I'll take any opportunity this game gives me to save, because I never know when it's going to be like, you have to spend the next 2 hours reading. Maybe I'll do something just short and enjoyable before doing Dragon Quest 6. Like, I need a palate cleanser, because I don't want to go into Dragon Quest 6 in, like, a bad mood. Something short, like under 20 hours. I was thinking about going and doing more Dark Souls after this, but, like, I have to be... Like, Dark Souls doesn't make me angry anymore now that I understand what it wants from me. And it's mostly pretty relaxing, but I've never tried playing Dark Souls while coming off of such a negative experience, such as this one. So, I don't know if I want to, you know, poison one of my favorite games with this. Maybe I'll do Final Fantasy IV. It's not bad. The writing is hokey as shit, but, I mean, it's still better than this, and much faster. And hardly any grinding is required for the North American release. Just think about how much better the combat will feel coming off of this. See, the combat is something that I actually don't have a problem with in this game. In fact, there's a lot of stuff with the combat that I like. He's not here. Can I just, like, keep reloading the area? Will he show up if I do that? I'd recommend Bastion or Transistor. They're under 20 hours. They have awesome soundtracks. I hear really good things about Bastion, and I've continued to hear really good things about Bastion. I don't think I've heard anything about Transistor. What's that one? Same team. Oh, same team as Bastion. I don't know if this is going to force him to spawn or not. God of War 2018. I refuse to play God of War 2018 before I play the original trilogy. Maybe a Zelda game. Wow, camera. Thank you. I played some Wind Waker on Sunday morning, and I was enjoying it. Of course I was enjoying it. It's my favorite Zelda. Well, that's 3 attempts, and he's still not back, so... I've been thinking about maybe streaming Last of Us, but, like, whenever I consider streaming The Last of Us, I'm just reminded of that, that mall area where the clickers... There's just clickers. There's so many clickers down there. Whenever I consider replaying the game, I think about just that one area, and it's near the beginning of the game. And how frustrating it was to get through it the first time, and I don't know if I want to do it again. Maybe Metal Gear Solid. Because I've compared Yoko Taro to being a budget version of Hideo Kojima a couple of times since playing this game, and I would like to rescind that because his name shouldn't be spoken in the same sentence as Hideo. Like, I should play a Hideo Kojima game just to, like, remember what good storytelling is. And it's not like Metal Gear Solid is long. And I have Twin Snakes. If you guys have never seen Twin Snakes before, it is a great remake. It's on the Metal Gear Solid 2 engine, and they brought in the guy who did all the action scenes for the Devil May Cry series to do the fight choreography for the cutscenes in Twin Snakes. Is that Breath of the Wild? BOW? I don't want to jump in on Breath of the Wild unless I don't have anything coming out for a bit that I want to do. I definitely want to get Dragon Quest 6 done because I'm working on a video for the main series of the games. So I want to get 6 done before 11 comes out. And Breath of the Wild looks like something that really deserves... This is the wrong place. I should have gotten on a board. Breath of the Wild is something that I'm going to want to take my time with. Exploring. I don't want to feel rushed getting through it. Let me get up the fucking bridge, please. I rolled. Yeah, I still don't have a Switch, which, God, I want to Switch. I want to Switch so bad. Almost entirely for Octopath Traveler. That game looks so good. So good. Maybe I'll play... maybe I'll give I Am Setsuna a shot. I've heard a lot of negative things about the story, but it was also designed to feel like a old 16-bit RPG, and let's be honest with ourselves, most 16-bit RPGs did not have amazing stories. Looking at you, Final Fantasy IV. Looking forward to TWEWY remake? What? Okay, if the acronym is more than 4 letters long, then the acronym is too long. What are you trying to say? Oh, the world ends with you. Okay. I never played that one. I heard it was really good. Super Mario RPG? I've never finished it. In fact, I've never put that much time into it. I've played it before. I've gotten a few hours into it. It just never hooks me.
Damn! Where'd they go? Get him! Don't let him escape!
Yeah, this is some bullshit.
There's something over there!
At no point in this game have I seen Shades try to communicate with us. They always just attack. There's no opportunity for figuring out what's going on. You know what did this better, actually? Was the first Metro game. The first Metro game was really, really fucking clever about it, because unless, like, you could catch it if you were paying attention. And getting the better ending was determinant on whether or not you caught the idea that the creatures you were dealing with weren't necessarily always hostile. So, you know, show, don't tell. Maybe play a Devil May Cry game. I'm so bad at them, though, Hora. I like Devil May Cry. I'm just bad at them.
Who are you? Military Defense Robot P-33. You are an intruder. You must be eliminated. Error. There is something leaking from your eyes. What is crying? Who is Mom? My creator is also dead. He perished hundreds of years ago. 874 years, 10 months, 14 days, 4 hours, and 43 minutes. 40. I am incapable of being lonely, or missing others, or crying. You will die. Why will they kill you? I will not permit the humans to kill Khalil. Military Defense Robot P-33 will protect
Yeah,
you.
because that's part of your programming.
P-33 is charged with defending others. P-33 will defend Khalil.
I thought you were charged with... What? God damn it. It's just so dumb. Yeah, so the first Metro, there were these, like, it was a long time ago that I played, so excuse me if I don't get the details right. They were like aliens or something that you could encounter, that in reality were just trying to communicate with you. But, you know, the game has you on edge most of the time. You've been kind of in this, you know, kill everything before it kills you environment, but these things aren't necessarily hostile, but your reaction to seeing one is, oh, fuck, kill it.
Oh, wow. Check this out. It looks brand new.
And the game never tells you to spare them.
I'm fine.
It's just clever about making sure that they're not actually threatening you. They're just kind of scary. And if you don't kill any of them through the entire game, and you do a couple of actions related to them, then you get the real ending of the game. And that's so much better. You know, they did The Last Man on Earth, you know, switcheroo, but they don't tell you about it. They don't force your face up against the screen and say, don't you feel bad? I didn't even realize it until somebody had mentioned it on a forum that they weren't aggressive. And then somebody else mentioned that there were multiple endings. And then I went back and, like, you know, played more of the game. I was like, oh, shit, I didn't catch that. And then there's this shit.
The noise of the intruders caused the structure to fail. They should have proceeded with more caution. One intruder has perished.
So getting the good ending in Metro was based on recognizing that these creatures weren't a threat and that they were only trying to communicate with you. It was just so much... Have I just been spoiled by better writing and better gameplay across the rest of my life? Is that why I'm not enjoying this? Like, is this better if you don't have as much experience with games with clever writing? But that doesn't make sense either, because there are people who... I mean, Mary recommended this to me, and Mary...
The junk heap.
I mean, I did respect his taste in games before. It's gone now. Yeah, the game shouldn't tell you how clever it is.
Oh, hello again.
And, you know, it's like how they point out how many men that you've killed at the end of Metal Gear Solid. You know, it's stuff like that. It's stuff that's part of the game without ever being shoved in your face. You know, Liquid calls out Solid for being a hypocrite if you're playing the game in that manner. That's great. Give me upgrades. Ooh. Happy about that. I'm gonna need another complex machine. That'll help speed things up too. that was like a 50% boost. Yeah, if you have to tell people your writing is clever, it's not clever. Exactly. I mean, it's making me appreciate other games I've played much more. What are some other games that had a great deal of cleverness to them? Catherine's a good example of how your decisions and the way that you play the game affect the ending. That one was an excellent title. I can't wait for the new one. Well, new one, remastered one with additional content. Yeah, I just don't get it. Or the choices that you make during gameplay affecting the outcomes of things, like getting Shadow in Final Fantasy VI in the World of Ruin. It's not like a side... It is a side quest, but its availability and his availability to rejoin the party is based entirely on something that occurs earlier in the game that you have full choice over. I figured it out. Ask if they think the M. Night Shyamalan or whatever movies are clever, or deep, or trite. So, well, that raises another problem, because some of his work is good. The problem is that I think, like, he was feeling himself a little bit too much. Because I enjoyed, you know, I enjoyed Sixth Sense. Of course, I was a teenager when I watched it, so I don't know if it actually holds up. Like, if you showed an adult now The Sixth Sense who'd never heard of it, would they think it's clever? Or was it something that I thought was clever because I was younger when I watched it? I thought Unbreakable was good. I don't know. It's hard to say. I thought Signs was good. Signs has one of the best jump scares in movie history, but like, I think that there was definitely a point where, you know, he started going too far and fell into a rhythm of, you know, that's the joke. Oh, what a twist. You know, he's shown that he does have good writing chops, but if you just keep trying to do the same thing over and over again, you're doing yourself a disservice. Oh, The Village? Yeah. There was, like, The Village and Lady in Water and... I stopped watching his movies. I know that, like, I think he did Split more recently, and Split was apparently really good. But, again, yeah. Shyamalan lost his way. And yeah, maybe he's getting better. Maybe he's grown. You know, just because somebody has good writing and then their writing gets bad doesn't mean their writing can't get good again. I mean, I say that, but I don't want to give Yoko Taro another fucking chance. All right. On that note, I'm going to get ready for work. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Thank you for the intelligent conversation in the face of an unintelligent game. Peace out.